Hey everybody, this is not episode 11 of Road Signs. This is just a couple quick thoughts I had going through my head after watching TNA Impact tonight. Thought I'd share them before I went to bed. I do have some notes for Road Signs episode 11, which will probably be up tomorrow / maybe Saturday. So tune in for that. Plugging myself, which is awkward. TNA. I'm a TNA fan, much to the disagreement of some of you. Some of you don't like TNA for some good reasons. Some of you just don't like it because, you know, you're stalwart WWE fans, and I can respect that. Whatever. I watch both, as you all know from watching my videos, but I have to say I'm dwindling on TNA. TNA is showing some desperation in competition with the Wrestlemania season coming up in WWE. One of the biggest things going on in the WWE, or that has happened in the WWE right now, is the whole 2/21/11 promo leading up to the return of not only The Undertaker but of Triple H, which was immensely successful, immensely impactful. When you have two guys as popular as they are, to just walk into the ring, look at the WrestleMania sign, look at each other, and everybody knows there's a match, and nobody needs to say a thing. I'm sorry, for my money it was 10 times more impactful than The Rock's return, which, if you go back a few videos, I completely marked out for. Now, at the end of Impact last week, they ended it off with a promo, a commercial, a preview for tonight that was so blatantly a ripoff of the 2/21/11 commercials that if it had been any closer, I'm pretty sure there would be some copyright issues there. And it was 3/3/11 with the promo, with the letters set out, pretty much exactly the same. And I saw this and I'm thinking, this is before I came across the spoiler, which really pissed me off. But I'm thinking, okay, that's their little jab at WWE, and if you take a little jab like that at the WWE at a period in the year where WWE is pretty much untouchable, even if they're not your favorite company, it makes you look desperate already, doesn't it? You're trying to piggyback on the hype that they're creating. But I read the spoiler by accident. Somebody sent me a link to something else, and it had the spoiler for this week's Impact on it, which pissed me off hard. 3/3/11 was the return of Sting to TNA when we all first saw the 2/21/11 promo, and all we saw was the boots and the jacket in the rain and whatever. It was really you couldn't tell who it was until the later previews, and everybody, the whole wrestling world, me, other YouTubers, right after Wrestling on the Score, were all speculating that it was Sting, and we were all very, very excited about the idea of Sting versus The Undertaker, because, let's face it, if Sting had come to the WWE, especially right before WrestleMania, there's nobody else he would have faced other than The Undertaker. But we all got excited about that. We were all wrong. That's fine. I'm pretty sure none of us have a problem admitting we're wrong, unless you're a douchebag. So that's fine. So Triple H and Undertaker made their return. Triple H and Undertaker are going to fight at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, as much respect as I have for Sting, Triple H and Undertaker are going to have a better match than Sting and The Undertaker would. Now, Sting comes back, and this is where TNA doesn't have confidence in its own product. Sting came back as a surprise to fight for the world title on a free show in the middle of the week, just to get as much talk and as much banter going as Triple H and Undertaker going to the ring and looking at each other. And he fought Jeff Hardy, and he won, and don't know how I feel about that, because Sting, like I say, I have respect for, but his time's kind of done, so me being an extreme Jeff Hardy mark, for them to sell out Jeff Hardy just for the return of Sting is kind of ridiculous. Now, we have a really, really interesting dynamic here. Sting really is a wild card. If you look at Triple H Undertaker, Jeff Hardy, Sting. Sting has fought Jeff Hardy. Sting has not fought The Undertaker or Triple H. Jeff Hardy has fought and beat Triple H. Jeff Hardy has fought and looked very convincing against The Undertaker. Now, that being said and done, instead of getting Undertaker versus Sting, we had Sting versus Jeff Hardy tonight, which was decent. It was given away on free TV. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have saved that for a pay-per-view. But, and then you have Triple H and Undertaker. But it was so bad. Like, really, really bad. Like, you can't... TNA is the Kane of wrestling. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. When Kane came in, way, a long time ago, those of us who were around at the time, remember the big scene, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker in the first, I believe, Hell in the Cell match, and Kane came in, ripped the door off the hinges, took out his brother, and from then on, Kane's entire persona, his entire basis of his popularity was being Undertaker's little brother. And basically that's what TNA is doing to themselves by mocking WWE and at the same time following and trying to catch the heels of WrestleMania's coattails. It's so obvious and blatant and disrespectful to the fans like myself who watch both. Even as Sting was coming down to the ring, Taz is kind of obnoxious. Anyways, and those of us that like Taz on commentary like him because he's obnoxious. But as soon as Sting came down to the ring, I mean, like, they did the same as The Undertaker. They had the little countdown, they had a little musical sort of interlude, and then it broke into his regular music. And even as he was coming down the ring, Taz goes all off about, oh, there's been speculation that he's going somewhere else. But no, Sting's in total non-stop action. Sting is not leaving TNA. And it's just like, really? You've got to understand that most of the people that watch your product watch more than one company. You don't want to be stabbing them in the back. And you don't want to be giving away a world title match with two names as big as Jeff Hardy and Sting are on free TV. Think logically. WrestleMania is in April. There is no WWE pay-per-view in March, which is weird. But TNA, would you not want to rule the pay-per-view world in March by having Sting come back, maybe attack Jeff Hardy, maybe, comes to the ring, DDTs him and leaves, set up a match for your pay-per-view when you have the month to yourself? Why the hell would you give it away on free TV? So that's fine. Did Jeff Hardy give Sting a good match, and, are people marking out that Sting's back? Yeah. My respect for Sting doesn't make me excited to see him, if that makes sense. I would rather see Jeff Hardy going up against some of the younger guys in TNA, giving them a push. Kaz, AJ Styles, I don't know, even put him up against Eric Young. Put him up against some of the X Division guys. Put him up against, I don't know, Douglas Williams. They could do something. I don't think they needed to destroy Jeff Hardy just to say, okay, Sting's back. They didn't destroy anybody else by bringing back Triple H and The Undertaker. They gave away a world title match just to catch up with a promo that the WWE did. They're looking desperate. And the other thing I gotta say, the other thing that was the really big story tonight was the whole renewal of the vows between Jeff Jarrett and Karen Angle Jarrett, which the story should have been over a long ass time ago. And they tried to do the wedding once, and Kurt Angle came in and attacked Jeff and put Karen into the cake. And even Taz is saying live on the air, it's like, hey, what's going to happen? Wrestling weddings never go well. And like, even the people involved in the storyline aren't taking it seriously. And then they have round 2 of the wedding, and Kurt Angle stands there with a dumbass grin on his face through the whole damn thing, asks the priest very politely if the wedding is over, and pulls an axe out from under the friggin' pedestal where the minister was. Now, Kurt Angle's gonna go nuts with an axe. Okay, So change the axe to a sledgehammer. It's not that far of a stretch, and now they're all of a sudden trying to make Kurt Angle the Triple H of TNA. So now you have the Triple H of TNA and the return of Sting, who is basically the Undertaker of TNA. TNA, I want to like them because it's so different and it's so... They have so many things going for them in terms of some intriguing talent, in terms of them not being bogged down by the PG rating and other things that I've ranted about before. But my god, the whole wedding thing looked like everybody was stumbling through it. Nobody looked like they cared. It was more about a story than a match rivalry. I mean, I'll tell you why the wedding thing doesn't work, and why they dragged it on as long as they do. When you have a storyline in wrestling, the storyline is supposed to help you build to a match. Now, Kurt's not going to have a match with Karen, because that's just not going to happen. Second of all, the matches that Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett have had have only contributed to the story. The story has been more important than any in-ring work that either two of those, who are great when they are on. When Kurt Angle is on, he's awesome. When Jeff Jarrett is on, he's awesome. They haven't been on in this rivalry. The whole rivalry has been in bad taste and awkward. And at the end, he just, he goes through the whole thing and he's all cool and calm, and all of a sudden he's wielding an axe at the end. Like, really, TNA? My god. I'm sorry. Nobody is as excited, or I'm gonna say me. I am not nearly as excited about this world title match that they had tonight as the big, counterpart to WWE. And again, I'm gonna say it. Undertaker and Triple H. Nobody said a word. Nobody did anything. Nobody laid a hand on anybody. The commentators didn't even say anything. And that moment is more important in current day-to-day wrestling history right now than a spur-of-the-moment world title match. TNA needs to take a step back. TNA needs to realize that it's not their time right now. January, February, March is not the time for them to try and do big things and try and be noticed, because they're like the little brother who gets sent along with the big brother when the big brother goes out to play with his friends, and the little brother says, me too, pay attention to me. And that's how they're coming off right now. And I am rambling because I didn't even write anything down, but I promise you, there's the beginning of my notes for episode 11 of Road Signs. Hopefully I'll be more optimistic about the wrestling world by then, but tonight was just a debacle. Anyways, I have been Spaz. Subscribe up there, talk down there, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.